Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we actually have another crazy Pokemon. It's not really an opening, it's more just showcasing. I had recently just gone through my old Pokemon set and let me tell you, there were some bangers in there. No, we did not pull a base set Charizard, but there is a Charizard in the set. Can you guess which one it is? But without further ado, I have 9 cards that I pulled from my actual little kid self. And I'm going to send them in to get graded. And they're going to be insane. I'm hoping to get at least 7s on them, if not higher. But you don't want to put your expectations a little too high, Without further ado, let's jump into these 9 cards. Coming in at the bottom end, and it's honestly not even that crazy of a bottom end either, because it's still pretty expensive as a card. We have none other than a Ninetales Holo. Now, a lot of people are like, oh, it's just Ninetales, but this is actually from the Aquapolis set. And I don't know about you, but it's a very, very highly sought after set. It is holo. It's not in first edition, but the base card itself is worth about $130. I did try to find some research, but I could not find anything that was in the PSA era. So it could be infinitely more than just $130. But yes, that is coming in at number 9. Beautiful looking card. Next, guys, we have a pretty interesting one. Probably one of my favorite artworks. We have Light Dragonite from the Neo Destiny set. Oh, it is absolutely a stunning card. And yes, it is a Japanese card. When I was younger, I did actually have some of the Japanese sets, as you will tell when I showcase some more of the Pokemon cards here. But yes, this card I believe is right around the $600 range for, a very good grade of the card. I don't know how sought after it is, but it is a very unique card because the light and dark era was one of the biggest craziness. But yeah, look at this beautiful. Look at him flying and swirling around in the air. But yeah, there it is. Light Dragonite coming from Neo Destiny. Next, guys, we have probably one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. I actually really like the trio set. They're not even a trio. It's the evolutionary line, and that is base set Alakazam. Now, it is base set, and it's not first edition, but it is holo nonetheless. Unfortunately, we have that little speck at the very top, which, I can understand. It's been in a binder for the past, 20 years. But nonetheless, Alakazam, Kadabra, and Abra are by far my favorite Pokemon line of all time. If you knew me, you would definitely know that. But yes, base set Alakazam. The card is probably worth about $800 going into a high grade. I love him. You'll never beat his mustache with his spoons. You just can't happen. Can't happen. Going right in, not only do we have light, but we actually have Dark Charizard. Non-first edition, unfortunately, but it is from the Team Rocket set. Oof, this was one hell of a pull. I thought this was an insane card that I would have kept, and bam, look it, I kept it actually. I've had this card for a very long time. Obviously, I've had most of these cards for a very long time, but Charizard isn't one of my favorites, but I know it's a big fan favorite. I know at the higher ends for this card is right around $1,700, which is insane to think about a Pokemon card being that expensive. I don't know if we'll get anywhere near that, but nonetheless, it is a very nostalgic, very, very sought after card, and I'm glad that I have it in my collection. Very, very nice. Next, we are going back to one of the originals. We have Fossil Holo Dragonite. This is from the Fossil set. It is one of the most fantastic holos in all of Pokemon, just because of the rainbow background with the spackling holo on it. Ooh, it's one of those very, very nostalgic, very sexy looking cards. The card itself is right in that $2,000 area on the top grade. Couldn't even imagine getting this in a 10, but it just brings back so much memories, and it's just kind of nerve-wracking to hold all these cards because they are potentially worth a lot of money. But there you go, Dragonite Fossil. And because it's Japanese, this is one of the first ever printed versions of the card, which makes it even better in my opinion, because when you go with the nostalgia trip, this would have actually been the first released out of the Fossil era. So having Dragonite and it being the holo is just insane to me. Next we have none other than Alakazam returning. Only ownership is by Sabrina. Yes, we do indeed have Alakazam, or Sabrina's Alakazam. This is from, I believe, the Gym Challenge era. It's just a beautiful looking card. Alakazam being dope as ever. He's got the psychic going across the 2 spoons, mustache still flowing. I know this was a very sought after card. Unfortunately, I didn't pull a lot of first edition cards, let's just be honest. I wish, but this card is valued at the top end right around $2,300, which is insane. Insane to believe that some cards are actually worth this amount of money. But there you have it. This is number 4. This is the Sabrina's Alakazam. Alright guys, we're going back into another gym leader. Only I don't actually believe this gym leader actually had this Pokemon. But it's none other than Blaine's Moltres. I honestly don't know if Blaine had him ever, but the fact that we have this card is ridiculous. I know it's not first edition, but it is from the Gym Heroes, not to be confused with Gym Challenge. Gym Heroes actually had a set before Challenge, and so this was just one of those cards that everybody, and I mean everybody, wanted, and I got one. It's not first edition, however, but the card at the top end is still very expensive. How expensive, do you ask? This card, I believe, at a grade 10 is like $5,500. Yeah, $5,500 for just a single card. Absolutely stunning. Oh, it's got that spackling flying over the hill, and it's Blaine, which makes it so cool and unique, because I'm pretty sure a lot of the other gym cards didn't actually have legendaries to them. I might be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure this was the only one that had a legendary bird. But nonetheless, still ridiculous. I love the set. I'm glad it's part of my collection. Alright, so the top 2 cards could honestly be switched in and out, but you know, sometimes you just gotta pick favorites, and I chose the card that has a first edition as my number 1, but honestly they could be flip-flopped either way, so don't get your panties into a bunch. It's okay. Next we actually have probably one of the coolest nostalgic Pokemon of all time. It is actually the Shining Gyarados holo card from the Neo Revelation set. I couldn't even describe the amount of craziness for this card, let alone the artwork is ridiculous. But Red Gyarados, like, this was probably one of the first ever Shining cards, along with like Shining Magikarp, But this is a super expensive card, and it's kind of scary to hold it. It's not first edition. It did came out in the Neo Revelation set. At its max, it's probably right around the $6,400–$6,500 range. Whew. But I know a lot of people want this card, and I can honestly see why. Like, who wouldn't want Shining Gyarados in their collection? Very nostalgic. Gen 2, we couldn't even believe that there was a red Gyarados, and that they made it even a card is just ridiculous. It's amazing. I love it. I love it. I love it. And finally, the drum roll. We have a Neogenesis first edition holo Typhlosion. Now this, some people would probably put the Shining Gyarados ahead, but I put it first because of the first edition mark on there. That makes it almost reasonably more expensive than Gyarados. But the fact that we have this card in a holo and a first edition was insane for me to see. I don't even remember pulling this card, but it was in my set. So that's how nostalgic it is. Would have never guessed that it would be as expensive as it is. With a Spackling holo with the first edition stamp, it's right around that $6,000–$7,000 range again. But absolutely insanity that we actually have this. And the Neogenesis and Neo Revelations, all those sets were just super big right now. So to have the first edition Typhlosion is pretty awesome to see. And I cannot wait to see what it actually gets rated. And there you have it, guys. That is the collection I'm sending in to get graded. As I said before, I am hoping that I can get at least 7s on all of them. I don't even care about grade 10. I know that they've been in a binder for so long that eventually cards just will deteriorate. So whatever they come out to be, whether they're 4, 5, 9, I'm going to be excited just because they're my personal cards that my younger version actually kept. And sell 5 for Ryan doing that because not a lot of people actually kept their Pokemon cards, because who would have thought they were going to be this expensive? But let me know down in the comments, which one is your favorite? What do you think I'm going to get for the ratings of these? Obviously, my favorites are definitely the Alakazams, because by far the personal favorites. And honestly, I think Ninetales is probably my next favorite, just because it's an unknown card and it's worth a decent amount just by itself, which is pretty awesome to me. So I'm very interested to find out what this one, that one, and that one will be. But please like and subscribe if you do like Pokemon content. I'll be here all week. Actually, I'll be here probably more than a week, but you get the gist. If you did like, subscribe down below, please. And I'll see you in the next Pokemon video. And if you happen to watch me on streams and my other recordings, I do play Dead by Daylight as another primary game. So, hope to see you guys there. All right. See you, everyone.